Hey guys, my name is Leo, and I'm going to tell you my story of how I learned English in 18 months. It all started with a simple game called CSGO. Most of the players there didn't speak Russian, so I had to communicate using my English abilities. That was the first time when I truly needed to use English in my day-to-day life. And because of that, my spoken language improved rapidly. After a few months, I was so confident in my English that I thought I didn't need to study it anymore. I was sure that I would never need to learn grammar and this new, as I thought, useless vocabulary. But in reality, my level was extremely low. I could only express myself in one area, and it wasn't even decent. And after this realization, I decided to do something about it. I decided to properly learn English. But I didn't know what to begin with. I didn't know what should I do. Basically, I knew nothing. It would be much easier to make it happen if I only had a person who could show me the right way, the way he or she learned it. And I want to be this person for you. So I finally decided to begin my adventure. The very first thing I did was I typed how to learn English on YouTube. And I learned quite a lot. I learned about popular words, levels of English, and flashcards. But this information didn't help me with my studying. Still, I hadn't figured out how to learn a language. But later, I came across this site called Duolingo, which I hadn't heard about back then. And it got my attention. I really enjoyed studying on Duolingo. Maybe because the lessons were pretty easy, way below my level, but the more I studied, the harder they got, and at some point I just knew I needed to change the way I learn. My casual studying simply stopped working, and I had to switch to the dedicated mode. That's what I call it when I start writing down new words. I was stunned by the result of this alteration. By simply writing down new words or expressions, efficiency highly increases. And this way, I studied on Duolingo for a while, eventually finishing the course. My grades at school got better, like way better, because Duolingo taught me things that teachers couldn't. When I was finishing the course, I didn't know how to proceed my studying, and after a long research, I finally found the path I should follow, the path I follow to this day. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I should probably tell you about my next stage. The stage is called I need to improve my speech. So I didn't go far and found this Discord server. It is a server for English learners who want to improve their speaking skills. People there also can correct your exercises, words, or give you an advice. I used it for a month and it really helped me. I could finally speak to people with confidence, but I didn't have enough words to express myself properly. That was the moment when I knew I needed to merge with the culture, and the easiest way to do it? Watch TV shows. But not just watch. I decided to do everything in English, change my phone's and computer's language to English, literally everything, from shows to articles. And the results were enormous. By simply leaving no choice in my brain, I forced it to accept the language, and it stopped resisting. I had never felt anything like this before, and even though my confidence was giant, I knew that achieving big results requires consistency, and I had this consistency for 60 days. But then CSGO came along. I wanted to find a team, an English team, and I found it. The first week I was super insecure and timid. I was afraid that I wouldn't understand something, but then we became friends and this feeling disappeared.
They should never bust that. Too easy for Rain Man.
No, it shouldn't. Blue didn't even get the trade for me. You go B.
Yeah.
Okay, don't go 3 monster then. I said I was going to go short and smoke heaven, but
Yeah, he's low.
Smoke heaven.
You smoke it.
they're pushing me there. I'm going to die eventually. I think
One ABC.
one close to me. Wait. Let me just make sure I'm clear.
What the fuck?
I played with them for 3 months. During this period, I became fluent and finally got enough experience to speak without shyness. Even though I could have achieved more in these 3 months, there was no regret. I got friends and had a wonderful time. I'm so grateful to all of them. And finally, it's time for the ultimate weapon. For me, this is the most efficient and enjoyable way of learning.
Kids, on my first day as a college professor, there were two things I didn't know that I wish I did.
I simply watch TV shows with subtitles, and when I write down a particular amount of new words, I turn them off.
The second thing?
It sounds so easy that it seems hard to believe, but that's exactly about that, about not exerting too much energy and instead focusing on the language itself.
Lily, all you use your indoor woo.
Sorry.
This way of learning provides you with vocabulary, its place and timing, so you know in what context a word was used, and you get this picture in your head when you're trying to recall a word or expression.
Yeah, Lily, listen.
Barney's awesome.
I've been called a lot of names over
And the most important thing is repetition. There's no point in learning all these words if you don't review them. I personally recommend using Anki. I've been using it for 3 months and I'm fully satisfied. But before I began studying in this program, I had to devise my own method. Unfortunately, I lost the notebook with the first 600 words, but it looked like this.
And yes, we can.
Alright, let's summarize all that. First, if you're a total beginner, you should use apps like Duolingo or Busuu. They help a lot and you don't need to study for hours, but don't rely on them too much. Second, intermediate level. You should practice your speaking skills and expand your vocabulary. If you don't have anyone to speak with, just talk to yourself. It worked for me, so don't hesitate. For vocabulary, I can recommend reading books and watching shows. Just use the language more frequently. Number 3. Upper intermediate. Use English in every aspect of your life. Read more books, speak to natives, and watch iconic movies in original. But not forget about TV shows, writing down new words, and repetition. That's all I can say for now. The reason is simple. I can't tell you how to reach proficiency when I haven't done it myself. My journey isn't over yet. I have entered the last phase. I don't know how this one will end, but I know for sure that something awaits me. Something even more exciting. Something truly wonderful. These months have been extremely interesting. It took 1.5 years of far from intense learning to jump from A2 to C1 level. Jump from struggling with one sentence to being completely fluent. I can't imagine what we're capable of, but we're gonna find out. And I don't know what's out there, but I'm certain of one thing. Languages are super cool. Bye.